Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to this September 2021 energy interpretation. I'm Aurora Light, a conscious creation and voice activation coach, and I like to take the energy of the upcoming month and feel into how it is going to be best navigated by the conscious creators and light bearers of this time, right? I would love to support us all in being able to navigate what is going to continue to be outwardly chaotic by encouraging us to find inner balance, harmony, stability, and some quiet this month. So it is kind of ironic that it is coming into the month of the equinox, the fall equinox for those of us in the northern hemisphere. The southern hemisphere will be in their spring equinox, where the light is balanced. And it's always a profound portal time where we can really connect more deeply with our own inner world, right? As above, so below, as within, so without. So while we energetically are being invited to come into this place of balance, of harmony, of equality, where the two sides are equal, the outer world is not going to fully reflect that right now. There is going to be much chaos as the dismantling of all the old systems, all of the old ways of being are continuing to basically crumble, sometimes being burnt down from within, sometimes being pulled down by the external forces. So here is the thing, I've said it before, but it needs to be said again. We cannot look to where we are headed by looking at the outward world. If you look at just what is happening all around us, it's going to seem like we are destined for everything to basically come to ruin, right? And that's what a lot of people are panicking about. But energetically, we are headed to a really, really beautiful space over the next few years, but it's going to take the conscious creation of all of the conscious creators like you who know you are here to create shifts, to show a better way, to create more harmony, more peace, more compassion, more health, more love, more fun, more joy on this planet. And I know enough people that are actively working on consciously creating the world that we want to see right now, that I have no shred of doubt in my mind. But I can also feel the energetics of what is to come beyond the chaos. And it's so beautiful, I can't even wrap my mind or my heart around it, right? It is beyond words. But the thing is, it's not going to be just handed to us on this golden platter. It's going to be something that we have to do ourselves. It's this inside job. So right now, I want to remind you that your stability and your peace is paramount to being able to do this work, to be able to take the energy and the space that's coming from the systems that are crumbling and then rebuild. So right now, if you're feeling overwhelmed by the chaos, by the media, by other people's energy, please give yourself permission to pull back. Pull back, retreat into your own space, into your own heart, into your own energy field, and do what you need to do to come into a space of divine neutrality first, where you're not energetically charged by the situations that are coming up that seem just like they're basically designed to get people riled up. But when we're in that really activated, agitated state, we cannot use any of our tools to do the creating that we want to do, right? We cannot use any of our intuition, our logic, our reason, our higher level visioning, right? We cannot see the forest for the trees because we're just stuck in that energy. So when we pull back and we do the healing and the clearing that we need to do from all of the triggers, and when we choose not to avoid them or stuff them down, but rather to go into them and go, okay, what is this showing me and what would I like instead? And then take that opportunity to do the healing, to do the alchemizing, to do the transformation so you can get to that place of clarity, stability, where you're on your axis and you're able to then zoom out to that higher level, connect with your intuition, your highest self, and then we will be able to see the steps forward. So if it's too much for you, pull back, pull in, do the inner work, and don't worry so much about what's happening on the outer world. There are times for huge action, and you'll know when that is the case, right? What you're being led to do, but the action cannot come from that place of instability, of inner chaos, of turmoil, of torment, of anger, of rage, of sorrow, of grief, right? It won't be aligned action, and we're going to wind up walking in circles, creating something that is not what we want to see. It just adds to the chaos, right? So when you take that step back from the chaos and you get really stable inside your heart, finding that peace, that balance, then you can reclaim your sovereignty as a divine creator incarnate. That gives you your power back. That kind of stability and foundation is going to be absolutely essential to be able to do the things, right, that we know we are being called to do right now. And let go of the idea that we have to do it alone, or that we have to do it all at once, or that if we were to do it, we should have done it already, because none of that applies. Okay? This is our time to continue the healing if we need it, to claim our own space, right? With that sovereignty, it's sovereignty of self, not over anybody else, not even your closest friends, partners, children, right? They are sovereign beings. You get to treat them as such, and you pull back into yourself to be sovereign and claim your own space for you. You're going to need space to be in your own energy field this month. If you are always in other people's spaces and places without any time for solitude, reflection, it is going to be too much. So anytime you're finding yourself reactive, please pull it back. Pull it back in, claim that space. And I'm getting this image of like sweeping out the floor, right? Getting rid of the dust, getting rid of all of the things that are holding on to old ways of being, of thoughts, of programs, patterns, behavior. It's a time to clear all of that out. And one of the greatest ways you can do that, and this is going to come up for a lot of people this month, is needing to reparent themselves, right? When we are feeling like the outer world is chaos, we just want someone to come and tell us that it's going to be okay, right? But in the physical world, we may not have someone who's able to give us that voice. People are seeking the outward validation. They want our politicians, celebrities, parents, friends, partners to say, it's all going to be okay. But they're not necessarily going to be in that space of being able to say to you everything that you need to hear. So this invitation to reparent yourself is to give yourself all of the loving words and the compassion and the touch, the love that you desire, that you need. The reparenting yourself is going to be key, because the people who are not able to give themselves what they need right now, and they're asking, projecting to the outer world, give me what I need, give me what I need, they're going to be sucked into the chaos, because that is not something this world is capable of offering you right now. So you have this choice point. Are you going to seek it from outside self, or give it to yourself? This is another key to the stability and to the acceptance of what is happening right now, right? So you are going to find the polarities continuing to be extreme. Like, what else is new? So there's going to be people that do this process, that are spending time on their stability, that are doing their healing work, and others that are not, that are blaming, projecting, and spinning into all kinds of chaos. You can choose to try to carry their chaos and like heal them and do all their work for them, but it will not work, because now basically the invitation for all is to come into that place of sovereignty. So that's not to say that you cannot help, that you cannot be of assistance, right? But the help that is invited, the help that is needed, is different than trying to fix an outward situation, person, place, or control it, right? Because it would feel more comfortable for you. We are still in a very uncomfortable situation of needing to allow certain things to fall apart so that we can rebuild them. Gaia is holding space for all of us. If you are feeling overwhelmed or you're not able to give yourself that parenting energy, please connect with Mother Earth. She is coming up right now. I work with her quite frequently, and she is saying, if you can't do it yourself, then I will support you and help you with this. Her loving energy is the stability that we all require. It is the foundation, and she can be an example of what it looks like to hold the space, to be the loving presence, but also to allow people to go through their stuff, to go through their process without interfering. So if you are seeking an example and support, instead of the outer world, I guess just go to our world, the earth herself. Yeah. So those themes, just to review: outer chaos, finding the inner peace, drawing yourself inward for stability, for acceptance, for divine neutrality, so you can come into the sovereignty, having that foundation so that we can create. Now, if you are someone who has been really working on all of this, then you might be ready to be at that creation state right now. But I feel like all of us will be at different points in that journey. Some will be actively creating, some are still deep in the healing process. But there is not a soul on earth who is not going to need to spend more time going inwards this month in order to retain and remain in that sovereign state, or access it to begin with. So there is a lot happening. Please use the equinox window from about the 21st of September to the 23rd to connect with that balance, to connect with the earth, to connect with the light being in balance, right? Instead of being in these extreme polarities, it is half day, half night at these times on the equinox. And the portal invitation is to go into your heart and find that same balance, to be that holographic reflection of the as above, so below. And so I want to invite you to spend time in sacred ceremony. If you are wanting to do that on your own because you're called to be in your own space, beautiful. If being in community with other conscious creators is something that appeals to you, I want to send you an invitation to come to the Soul Embodiment Summit, which is an online retreat happening September 20th to 24th in the Radiant Evolution Collective group on Facebook. And this is going to be a summit that I am holding with the Radiant Evolution Collective, with Nina Infinity and Nicole Rose, Radiant Soul Nicole. We are hosting all of these speakers and light leaders who are examples of conscious creation and bringing your galactic cosmic magic down to earth to alchemize them and then create magic, create pleasure, create beautiful lives and businesses and partnerships and relationships in the world that we want to see. So that will be coming up again on the 20th to the 24th. I'm going to leave the link to register for the summit in the show notes. And on the 22nd itself, we're going to be hosting a free ceremony where we are going to bring all of the elemental forces of creation into balance and move with them to set intention as a collective for what it is that we want to create moving forward. So you are invited to join us for all of that, and that will be just the most beautiful chance for you to see why I'm so optimistic about what is happening on the planet, because all of these conscious creators and all of the people that are going to be joining us are active actively working to collaboratively raise that vibrational frequency of the planet, open our lenses of perception to be able to see so much more of all of the dimensional frequencies that are around us, and actually remember who we are as divine creators in these forms who are here to create the world that we came here to create. So please enjoy this back to school month. Always feels like the new year to me, where we get to refocus, repurpose for the last 3 months of the year. It is a beautiful time if you allow it to be, right? Again, not focusing on the outer chaos, but feeling into the energetics of what will be, what we are intending to create, what is manifesting from our hearts, and doing everything that we need to really get the clarity and get the stability and get the really the power that comes from that foundation that you are building right now, so that we can do the things that will be available to us very soon. So sending you so much love. Have a beautiful rest of your day, and I hope that we'll see you at the Soul Embodiment Summit on the 20th. So joyevolution.com/summit. Bye, beautiful ones.